welcome to another Lush kitchen menu video. I'm doing quite well actually in terms of producing videos. I seem to have done one every week the last few weeks. I don't know how long I can keep this up, but I will try my best for you peeps because that's just the way I am. The audacity. So what do you guys think about this week's kitchen menu? I have to say, it's not very exciting. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have many of the products with me. I have 4 in total, but this week, as in the week coming up that I'm going to talk about, I don't have to buy anything because I don't need anything there. There's nothing new. I'm a bit excited by Wednesday. There's only one product coming out Wednesday. Now, I'm just trying to rack my brain and think, but I don't think there's any reason why Wednesday would be left open. In terms of the products coming out on Monday and Tuesday aren't exactly products that take a lot of time, extra time if you see what I mean. So they've kind of given themselves a rest on Wednesday. So I'm eyeing up Wednesday a little bit. And a pre-warning before we get into the menu. If you suddenly notice my hands just die, it's because I worked so hard at the gym the other day. So hard. I almost cried. That's the closest I've come to crying so far with my trainer. But I didn't. So my arms today just feel like lead and then some. So if my arms suddenly start doing this, you might have to put up with a zombified version of me, which is not far off what I look like and act like anyway with the lack of sleep I get. But anyway, I digress. Let's get on to this week's Lush kitchen menu. So we start on Monday with my least favourite buttercream, Skinny Dip Buttercream. Now before this first came out in the kitchen, I believe it's now come out, this is the 3rd time it's come out I think, or 4th. 3rd or 4th. When it first came out, I was so excited because there were so many people, old school Lush fans, had talked about the Skinny Dip shower gel and the buttercream and were raving it up as like smelling of white chocolate, and I just thought, a white chocolate buttercream? Sold, want 10 of them. And then it arrived, and the strange thing is, my other friend who loves Skinny Dip is like, what are you talking about? That's not how he talks. That's not how he talks, but I'll just pretend he does. He's like, what are you talking about? This is amazing! Like, this is so creamy and white chocolate-like, and oh my god, my phone. Stop it, stop it, stop it. It doesn't smell of white chocolate to me at all. It doesn't have a chocolate element to it at all. It smells of regret for doing this video when I'm clearly incredibly popular. You can't write this stuff. You can't write this stuff. As I was saying, it smells like, well, the main ingredients are like clove, I don't know why I did that then, clove and cedarwood. So you get a very slight bit of spice going on, but it is very low down. The spice is sort of very thwarted, like it's cuddled by the other ingredients, so you don't get a lot of clove. It's very natural. It's mostly like a woody scent with a very slight light floral aroma. But if I was to describe the smell for someone who's not tried it before, it does smell like a very light, creamy Indian tea. As in, you get the clove bud oil and the woodiness of the cedarwood. There's just multiple elements here. There's clary sage, there's aloe vera that sort of gives it that creamy element, that cooling creamy element. But it's a very subtle smell. And yes, it's creamy, but it's not rich creamy. It's not sultry creamy. It's not like cocoa butter-esque creamy. So where people get the white chocolate from, I have no idea. As with most buttercreams, I have to sort of step back and say, because they are very much like soaps, they dry out my skin more than a shower gel would. It did dry out my skin, but it didn't, no, I take that back. It didn't dry out my skin, but it didn't leave my skin particularly soft and moisturised afterwards either. Would I recommend Skinny Dip? There seems to be like a divide again. It's one of those products that people either rave about or they're just like, meh, not interested. Also coming up on Monday is something called In the Nude Bath Melt, and this is the 2nd time that this product has come out. Now, you might be wondering why I'm looking below the camera, and the reason is I'm going to use some toilet paper to actually pick this one up. This is what it looks like. As the name suggests, nude. The colour you get here is a nude colour, and it's very boring to look at. It's just like the original Lush bath melts that you get, because, let me look at that, I'm holding it, I'm trying to hold it. It is so melty. I suppose the weather today doesn't help, but it's one of those that melts so quickly. And if you've noticed my fingernails here, by the way, it's not because I'm a dirty skank who hasn't washed myself. It is because I've just taken pictures of myself holding Guardians of the Forest in the bath, and that's what happens when you're a photographer of bath bombs, and they stain your fingers. So going back to the point, In the Nude Bath Melt shares its scent, or is very similar to it. It's almost alike, but there is a subtle difference. to the Dream Cream range. So if you're somebody who is not a fan of Lush's more stronger scents, or who is interested in things that are going to be calming on the skin as well as like a mental calm, in the Nude Bath Melt might be one you want to check out. It features Rose Absolute, it has lavender in there, and it has Rose Absolute, Jen, I just said Rose Absolute. It also features chamomile, that's the one. And in terms of smell, just like Dream Cream, you can smell the chamomile. It's a natural herbal lavender in there, and the rose is not very potent, but it adds that musky, sweet floral element to it overall. It's a very, oh, I've just got it all over my mouth. It's a very subtle smell, as in it's not weak, but it's not a smell that's going to blow you out of the tub. In terms of the bath, well, as you can tell from this, it's not going to be the most interesting of bath melts, and it's not going to turn your bath water a particularly interesting colour. In fact, it doesn't turn your bath water any colour whatsoever, apart from a very slight, cloudy, milky looking colour. I would say this one is easily able to give you 2 to 4 baths, so you can cut this in half, cut it into quarters, perhaps throw part of this in there with a Golden Slumbers or Twilight or something other lavender scented, so you get a bit of the oils, a bit of the butters in there, but not too much. This is really good because it's not greasy, so it does sort of develop grease puddles on the surface, but once you mix them around in the water, they disperse, and you're left with a bath water that does actually make your skin really soft. My skin was nice and soft and replenished, but it doesn't make it greasy, and you don't sort of feel like you have a film of oils and butters all over you afterwards. This is a really great product for those, again, who have sensitive skin, who need things that have very little colouring in them, no sort of luster, nothing that's going to irritate skin, and ingredients that are actually going to stop the itching, the scratching, whatever it may be, the dryness. This is a good product to have because it does just that. It does its job, nothing more, nothing less. I'm pretty sure I'm just quoting myself from my blog now. First up on Tuesday, we have a product that seems to sneak into the menu sometime during the year and nobody really pays attention to them, but they really are good. And this one is the Moon and Sun Steamer Tab. Now I do have one of these left here. This is a Moon and Sun Steamer Tab. These are tiny little things, and I know that people who've not tried these, you might think $2.95 for that. On the positive side, this is freaking awesome. This is a 6 out of 6 product for me, and I'll explain why in a second. On the other side, there are other toner tabs that are in the shops right now, regular ones you can buy, that are just as good as this. So if you're a really big Lush fan and you want to try these and you're not too sure whether they work, I would recommend give it a go. This definitely does work. But if you're someone who's like, well, I don't know what a toner tab is, I'm not too interested in this one, but I want to know in general what they do and if they're good, then perhaps try one from the shop instead. So for those, again, who live under a rock or who've only recently got into Lush, a toner tab is the following. It's called a steamer tab, toner tab. What you do is you take a bowl, well, this is what I do. I take a bowl, I fill it with boiling water from the kettle, probably about halfway up, and then I drop this into the water. As soon as I drop it in the water, I already have my towel on my head and I cover the towel completely so that the steam rising from the bowl when this is dissolving and after it's finished dissolving will come up into my face. I try to make sure that I block out any gaps so that all of the steam is utilised because it's going directly into my face and there's nowhere it can escape. This one is packed full of lavender and neroli oils, so the smell you get from that one is like a nice, strong, herbal lavender, and it actually intensifies once you put it in the water. This is why it's called a steamer tab, is the fact that the steam goes into your pores, into your face, and it cleanses your face. It brings out any of the dirt from your pores, it clarifies, it clears, it cleanses, it leaves your face feeling radiant, smooth and shiny, and just detoxified. It just feels fresh and new. This one was amazing and it worked so well, and that's why at $2.95 it's expensive, but I don't use these very often. In fact, I have not used one maybe at all this year, but I would recommend perhaps once every month. And in terms of how long you keep your head underneath the blanket on the bowl, I would say 10 to 20 minutes depending on the heat of the water. You might want to top it up with a bit of water and so on. One good thing that you can do, and this has only got a short shelf life, but once you've finished, leave the water with this dissolved in it, leave it till it cools, and then you can transfer it to perhaps one of Lush's sprays and you can actually use it as a toner water for a while. Also coming up on Tuesday in the Lush kitchen menu is the Cosmic Dreamcatcher Massage Bar. Now this has not made an appearance in an awful long time, and I'm almost tempted to buy one. In fact, I went hunting in my Lush collection because I thought I had one and was disappointed to find that I haven't. This one I don't have, but it is an oval shaped massage bar and there's lots and lots and lots of swirls on top. The interesting thing about this one is its scent, because it is like herbal, fruity, incensey. There's so many things going on, and it's probably one of Lush's most strongest massage bars that I have tried to date. The strange thing is, when I first smelled this massage bar, I smell the herbal element side of it, and this is where some people differ from me. I smell the thyme and I smell the sage. Yet at the same time, I get this big burst of vetiver and this even bigger burst of olivinem. I hate saying the word olivinem, it sounds wrong. It sounds like I'm saying it wrong, maybe I am saying it wrong. And that just adds quite an intense, almost smoky, but instead of smoky it comes out quite incensey alongside the sage and the thyme. So straight away it's herbal and it's incensey. To finish up this, you also have fresh mango in the massage bar, and while this is not right up there at the top, it does give a base of sweetness that sort of grounds the vetiver and the olivinem just slightly and brings the sage and the thyme down as well, so it's not too in your face. But this is one for those who do like their strong, interesting smells, because it is a strong, interesting smell and it does stay on your skin for a good time after you have massaged it on. What I remember about this massage bar is that it was, again, like in the Nude, a fairly melty one, as in it melted pretty quickly when you get it in your hands. So I would say, in fact, when I use this, if I remember, I used to do it like that in my hands, drop it, and use my hands to massage the oils and butters across my skin, not the massage bar itself. For those who don't like to feel like a grease bucket, you might want to avoid this one, because again, I also remember once it was on my skin, it took an awful long time to absorb itself fully before I could put some clothes on. What is good about this massage bar is because of the herbal, incensey, smoky feel about it, it's great for those who need to really relax. Now I know what you're going to say, Jen, it's a massage bar, you're always going to be relaxed when you're massaging. However, when it comes to this one here just adds that extra element that just brings that calmness and that stillness to you. And I really wish I had one of these now, because I'm going to try and attempt to meditate for the first time tonight. I know it's going to fail, and I shouldn't be so negative about it, I know, but I'm going to attempt to meditate for the first time tonight, and this would be a massage bar that would be great to use before you do that, because the smell would engulf you, and I could perhaps focus on the smell rather than the bites that are going on outside my bedroom window from the pub opposite and the loud music that's coming from next door when they're having a fantastic party at 3 in the morning. Whatever it may be, this would be a good massage bar for that. Okay, coming up on Wednesday in the Lush kitchen menu, we have a single poor little item by itself, and the one I have here, this looks like it's been abused. It is a Cereology Soap. In fact, it's so abused, it's got cat hair on it. Yum, yum, yum. This is what it looks like. Your one will come without the cat hair decoration. Now, this is a soap that has only been out in the Lush kitchen once, and it came out as a surprise, so it was something that we weren't expecting, and luckily I was online at the right time, and all of a sudden, bam, Cereology Soap is coming out today as an extra. I picked myself up a couple of blocks, read the ingredients, thought, sounds like a soap I might like, but I'm not interested, and didn't think anything more of it. The only thing that interested me about this soap was the fact that it's designed, or should I say it's influenced by crop circles. Hence why when you get yours, you'll have a sort of crop circle effect thing going on the top of yours. Can I just say, this soap, or the scent of the soap should I say, blew me. I don't even know how I'm going to continue that sentence. Blew the lid off of what soaps could offer me, because the smell of this is just one of those scents that I rekindled a love for immediately. It was one of those smells that when I smelled it, I was like, whoa, I really like that. That's so good. The key ingredients that come through here are wheatgrass, wheat germ, and vanilla absolute. Now they sound like a really odd combination, but they work so well. So you get a sort of dry, hay, grassy smell with a nice little sweetness there from the vanilla, and it is that vanilla that sort of brings something new to the table, because to begin with I just thought it was going to be one of those outdoory type smells where it just smells of like grass and sticks and twigs and, you know, things that dogs pick up. But this one, because it has vanilla absolute, just adds that nice little thread of vanilla, that nice thread of sweetness throughout, that brings up and elevates the other ingredients and makes this a really lovely soap. If you want to see whether or not this soap lathers up, please head over to my blog. The link is in the description below. If you you don't know who I am already and what I do, it lathers up so well and so quickly and produces a really thick, wholesome foam, which is nice and easy to clean with. What I like about the wheat germ as well is all that's on the back here that you can see is little tiny specks of wheat germ, and they just offer a very, and I mean very gentle exfoliation when you're using it as well, so you have that as a bonus element. Moving on to Thursday in the Lush kitchen menu, and we start with something called the Green Party Bath Bomb. Now this has only made one appearance so far in the kitchen, and it's only come out actually a matter of weeks ago, so it's obviously popular enough that it's coming back. It's a bit of a weird looking bath bomb. I thought I had one, I searched around in my Lush collection, I couldn't find one, so I'm going to have to go from memory. It's one of those knobbly bath bombs that sort of has those uneven edges, and it's a green and white sort of spotty bath bomb with little red tassels coming out of it. There's a lot of ingredients in here that give it a very strong, aromatic, astringent, grassy element. One of the key components in this bath bomb is something called bergamot oil, and also something called galbanum oil. I think I said that right, galbanum oil. I'm probably making things up. And those two components together create a very intoxicating smell. Galbanum oil in particular, and I do hope I'm pronouncing that right, is taken from a Persian plant, and it's known for its very resinous green smell, and that's what you get with Green Party Bath Bomb. Super, super strong. If you like things like Go Green, you will love this. This is very in your face, very, very strong, very refreshing and very crisp. What I think is great about this bath bomb that I wasn't expecting is it's a slow fizzer, so it sort of foams up, but when you put it in the bath for the first time, it just starts spinning so violently. I don't know whether it's like partying in the water, but I've never seen a bath bomb actually spin that quickly in the bath. It was quite intense and quite interesting to watch, and after a while, as I say, it sort of slows itself down, relaxes itself, and then it sort of spouts out this nice green and white foam on the surface of the tub. What I love about this bath bomb, and again I'm referring back to my blog quite a lot now, but if you check out the pictures on my blog, the colour it turns the water is a really beautiful, vibrant mixture between forest green and spring greens. As to be expected from a bath bomb that is super strong, the scent stays in the tub with you throughout the whole process. It's not one that necessarily works well with other products, because you won't find very many products that you could mix with this one and it will go well. But the scent does stay in the bath, and you do get a slight scent on your body afterwards. Also coming out on Monday is another green product called Stepping Stone Foot Scrub. Now this is a product that I didn't really appreciate that much when it was out as a regular product, but this one is shaped like a foot, and it's one of Lush's most softer scrubs. It's not robust like Rough with the Smooth or any of those, the rub, rub, rub. So if you try and rub it too vigorously on your feet, this is my foot here guys, my foot, you will just find it crumbles and breaks. It's a very different consistency to most of Lush's other scrubs. For this reason, first and foremost, when you get one of these, I would suggest you do not leave it in the shower. Cut a piece off that you're going to use, take it in the shower with you, put it on the side until you need it, but do not store this product in the shower. The liquid will just make it go. If you take the whole thing in the shower with you to use, I can guarantee the whole thing will be gone in one go. So to use it, just break off a little piece. You don't need to really cut it. It's so fickle that it'll break anyway. And actually what I found was best to do was actually to crumble the scrub and make it into sort of more liquidized, not liquidized, but not a whole block scrub, more of like a rub, rub, rub where you can scoop it out. Once you've had your shower and you're just about to get out of the running water, scrub this all over your feet. It's not a very harsh scrub, so at times it doesn't really feel like it's doing much, and then rinse your feet off. I will say, however, both the smell and what it does is amazing, and it wasn't, as I say, until they discontinued it that I realised that. First and foremost, the smell. Here you have lemongrass oil, you have lemon oil, you have lime oil as three of the main components. So what you get is a very fresh, crisp lemongrass smell. If you like the Avo shower gel, it's sort of in the same range as that, but it's far more zestier, far fruitier than that, but it's just straightforward lemongrass with extra lime packed in there and extra lemon packed in there. So really bright, really vibrant. It matches the colour. Second of all, my feet smell and feel incredible after using this. As I say, it's not a harsh scrub, and I'm somebody who likes to scrub my skin until I feel I'm getting down to the muscle, but this just seemed to work so well. Not only is the refreshing smell enough to make your feet smell beautiful, which in this heat again you need, but second of all, just how it works. Honestly, you don't have to scrub it, but you do feel afterwards how soft, how smooth, how shiny and radiant your feet can be. And on to Friday in the Lush kitchen menu, and we have 2 products. Peace Man, and that is the Magic Shower Jelly and the Magic Bath Bomb. Now you may be asking, Jen, why did you not have any Magic Bath Bombs to show us? You love this bath bomb. Unfortunately, all of my bath bombs were magically destroyed in my radiator leak, so I do not have any magics whatsoever to show you. But can I just say, if you've not had any experience with either of these magic products, step away if you don't like strong smells. Step away if you don't like odd smells. Step away if you don't like herbal smells, because Magic is one of Lush's most potent scent families. Both the bath bomb and the shower jelly pretty much smell the same, so if you like one, you want to try the other. And honest to God, look at this one here. Such a beautiful colour. The bath bomb itself is like a really nice pale blue colour. And inside you have a little surprise, which I shall leave you to find out if you've not tried one already. But this has got so many key ingredients. Both the bath bomb and the shower jelly have rose absolute as one of the main ingredients, and that gives the smell a very strong, toxifying, sweet, musky rose smell. You also have marjoram, I think I pronounced that right, marjoram, which is a herb, and honest to God, this is so herby. This is rose absolute, mix of marjoram, sage, basil, parsley. There's just so many herbs going on here, and you just get this very strong, cloudy, herbal smell alongside the rose absolute. Alongside both of those ingredients, there is also peppermint oil in here, and you get that minty element without the kick. But can you imagine rose absolute, peppermint, marjoram, basil, parsley? It is a crazy intoxifying smell. This shower jelly lathers up beautifully and will stink out your bathroom. The bath bomb, beautiful to watch in the water. You have to give it a go, and again, will last the whole way through the bath, will stay on your skin afterwards, and will stink out your bathroom, if not your entire house. When I get a fresh batch of magic bath bombs come to my door, they stay potent for the entirety of the month. Honestly, anything else that comes into my bedroom after that cannot compete with the magic bath bombs. They're one of the strongest products from Lush. And there we have another Lush kitchen video for the week. I feel every single week I lose a little bit of my sense of humour. Not purposely done, but I feel like I've got less and less jokes and I don't want to be predictable. So I hope this is still entertaining, and I hope it's still informative and educational and doesn't make you spend too much money. Top 3 products of this week, I am going to say in no particular order. I'm actually going to say the Moon and Sun toner tab. I am also going to say probably the Cereology Soap is my second favourite, or one of my favourites. And third product of the week, I haven't got any, but I think I'm going to go for the Magic Bath Bomb. What are you guys going to get this week? Let me know. I'm glad that I'm getting a week off from spending money, because I cannot be spending any more money on Lush anytime soon, and I say it every week. Have a great week. I hope the sun still shines. I hope summer is here for good. And until next week, ta-da!